Hello, welcome back to my mastering vlog. I'm going to go on a slightly different tangent today. I'm going to talk about more of a business advice, um, sort of how you hold yourself professionally, advice thing. And I wanted this hopefully will apply to anybody who is hoping to become a professional in audio. I'm going to make examples specific to mastering because that's what I do, but I think this probably would work with production or anything to do with audio. And hopefully, in general in life, this would be a good piece of advice. I'm going to preface this by a little phrase which I think I made up, but I probably stole off somebody, which is that success is public and failure is private. What I mean by that is because you can see someone demonstrating success in your field, or competitors, or people you work with, it doesn't mean that they haven't had failures, and it doesn't mean that they're experiencing failure or will experience failure. It's just that you won't see it. Now, an example of this in practice is you might see somebody posting lots and lots of things about all the work they're doing, and then you might see them one day suddenly posting that they're closing up shop and they're selling all their equipment. And you might think, wow, something must have suddenly happened to them. And in reality, it's entirely possible that there's been a sort of managed decline of their business. They had plans to move on, but they were just good at sharing stuff online. The flip side of that is you might see that somebody has posted a really good credit, and you think, wow, this person is doing really well. Like they've got this one credit that's big, and you assume that the reason they've got to that point is they've done lots and lots of other things, another 10,000 hours, whatever, to get to that point. And it might just be that they got lucky, or they had a very good relationship with somebody and they trusted them. It could be that they are an intern or a low-level staffer on a big job, and it looks impressive. And you think, wow, these people are really ahead. And in reality, it might just be that they're doing mastering or audio as a professional hobby. And there are people who are doing mastering every day that you're just never going to see the credits. They're not going to reach you. So it's always worth taking these things with a pinch of salt. Now, on the flip side, don't make failure public, especially when it's to do with interpersonal relationships. This is something which really winds me up. That happens a lot on Gearspace and on Facebook forums, where people shame and they join in shaming and moaning about their clients. And there is a place for feedback and constructive criticism of the generalities of where things are going, or things that you're finding difficult, or have changed and you're not really sure what's going on, and that's just part of life. But it really irks me when people post shaming people who have paid their money to do mastering specifically, because that's what I do. It's something easy to get into as well, because you want a forum and you're like, this person's whinging, I'll join in, and you're really just sort of exercising some demons, and you might feel a bit better about it afterwards, maybe slightly dirty. But in reality, what you're doing is you're putting yourself out there as somebody who looks like they don't respect people. And there's a couple of people who do this on every mastering forum. And I just think, you've been paid, you've not been asked to like it, and you have the opportunity to turn down the work in future. Why not leave it at that? Why make yourself look, and make mastering engineers in general perhaps, look like people who think they're above other people? Because I don't think I'm above mixing engineers, because I don't do what they do. I'm not an artist really, so I can't go back to people and be like, oh, this song was shit, I can't believe I had to work on this rubbish song. Because it's like, well, who are you to say whether it's rubbish or not? They've picked you to work with and they're paying you, so they're putting some trust in you. And the second that trust is broken, you're going to make people feel unconfident and um, just a bit insecure. And it's like, who does that benefit? You get 5 minutes of um, adrenaline by just posting on the forum, but that's there forever. You know, everyone's going to see that. Everyone's going to be able to search for you, and they'll find this the way that you've talked about people. I mean, on one hand, you could say, "Oh no, it's fine," because it's more work for people who don't do that, like me. But it irks me because I sometimes see younger or newer engineers, people who are at the start of their journey to become mastering engineers, or at the start of their journey as a mastering engineer, copying this behaviour, and it doesn't help anybody. Um, you're getting paid. You know, we're very lucky to work on music. Obviously, we work hard, but what I mean is that people work on things they don't have any particular passion for, but they're passionate about doing a good job. And why can't we just be like that? Let's not pretend that we're artists. Let's not pretend that we're producers. We're just a mastering engineer, and we should do whatever we're told and provide professional insights. Anyway, there's basically two bits of information there that I've given you, um, and I think they sort of lead into each other a little bit. But have a think about that. If you're starting a business and you're thinking about what you're going to put on your website, how you're going to behave, are you acting as you as your name or your business name? This stuff is really important. And hopefully, as somebody who's on the other side who's watching this, you'll be able to look out for some red flags of maybe people who won't give your art the seriousness that it deserves if somebody's getting paid for it. Anyway, rant over. I hope that was helpful. More videos incoming. I'll try and do some technical ones now because I've done a few philosophical ones. And more to come. Cheers.